This video is on question 39 from the 2013 IMAT paper. In this question we're asked, in which of the following stages of mammalian respiration is CO2 released? And we're given the options of glycolysis, anaerobic respiration, and the Krebs cycle. Now the key with this question, we're doing it quickly, is realizing whether or not the carbon number of the compounds changes in the stage. So let's start with glycolysis. So, I've summarized the process of glycolysis below, but how many carbons does each compound have? Well, we know that glucose is a 6-carbon compound, and then that it gets phosphorylated twice to produce this compound. However, no carbon atoms are added or removed, so this next compound also has 6 carbons. Fructose 1,6-bisphosphate then splits into 2 triose phosphate molecules, which each have 3 carbons, and these triose phosphates are then converted into pyruvate. And so we can see the change in carbon number is between these compounds, from a 6-carbon compound into 2 3-carbon compounds. However, these 2 3-carbon compounds are just formed by this 6-carbon compound splitting. And so no carbons are actually released as CO2. All of the carbons are still stored within the compounds, and so there is no loss of carbon dioxide, no release of carbon dioxide in glycolysis. Next we have anaerobic respiration. Now we're being asked about mammalian respiration, and so we know that it's the lactate pathway occurring in anaerobic respiration. So, in the lactate pathway we know pyruvate is our starting compound, and what is it converted into? Lactate. And the purpose of this is to allow this reduced NAD, so known as NAD+, to be converted back into NADH to be used in glycolysis. This allows the glycolysis to continue to produce ATPs even if there's no oxygen available for later stages of respiration. But is there a change in carbon number between these two compounds? No, both pyruvate and lactate are 3-carbon compounds, and so there's no release of CO2 in anaerobic respiration in mammalian respiration. So finally, we have the Krebs cycle, and I've drawn the Krebs cycle here, and this might be slightly more complicated than you'll be taught at A-level. But anyway, firstly, we have oxaloacetate combines with acetyl-CoA, which is a 2-carbon compound, to produce citrate, which has 6 carbons. The following compound also has 6, then the following has 5, and then 4, and then the remaining compounds all have 4. And so we can clearly see here that a carbon has been lost between isocitrate and alpha-ketoglutarate. You don't need to worry about the names. And then another carbon has been lost between this compound and succinyl-CoA. And this carbon is lost in the form of CO2 in these steps, with 2 CO2 being removed per cycle of the Krebs cycle. And so, as number 3, the Krebs cycle is the only process given in which carbon dioxide is released. This corresponds to answer A.